Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be doing the July paycheck budget part 2. So we're budgeting for the second part of July 2019. Can't believe it already. Don't get me started. So it is pretty late in the evening on Tuesday. My eyebrows have left the chat. I'm tired. I worked a full day, just got back from vacation, and here we are. At least now we have some money to count after, you know, coming back from vacation. So if you guys want to see how I budgeted part 2 of my July paycheck, then go ahead and keep watching. Okay, so back by popular demand is the 2 camera setup, so I hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to be doing my spreadsheet version in this video. If you don't like this version, don't fret. I will also do the planner version as soon as I get a minute. So let's go ahead and jump on over to our spreadsheet. Now, you may notice that this looks a little bit different than my previous ones. I was a little bored at work last week. You know how like you're about to go on vacation, so you kind of get like senioritis after you finish all your work and you're just sitting there scrolling trying to look busy. So I was doing one of those and I decided to remake my paycheck budget spreadsheet. So this is what we have here. I think that it's easier to understand, but you guys let me know if you think so as well. Before, I just kind of had like a long list of things that wasn't really like cohesive. This one I decided to make little blocks so that I can compartmentalize. You know, you guys know I'm all about the compartmentalization of life, so I wanted to have, you know, different blocks for things. So let me know if you guys like it this way as well. So we're going to start at the top, of course, and if we look here, we have our income section. Now, since I do have multiple streams of income, there can be like different places where the income is coming from, obviously, at different times. So I decided to create an income section that's kind of all-inclusive, just in case some things happen for that paycheck that fits one of these categories. If not, I can always go ahead and put 0 in it, but this really does help. Instead of like adding rows and, you know, shifting to the left and shifting up and doing all that, I just decided to have everything here. So for paycheck number 2 for July, our rollover amount that I budgeted was 0. But we actually got in $465.94. Now, that's not from me doing anything spectacular. I'm going to go ahead and show you what I did. So, anytime you want to put a cell in Excel, anytime you want to put a formula in Excel, you always start off with the equal sign, no matter what. So, equals is telling it, hey, get ready because I'm about to throw some numbers at you that you know, need to do something with and spit out a single number for me. So first of all, I'm being petty, I know, but we had 5 cents from our speaker that we got off Amazon. So last paycheck I budgeted $75, but it came in and it was the price had dropped 5 cents on Amazon, so it was $74.95. So I wanted to true up, so I am being petty, but you don't have to do this. Trust me, you don't have to do this. Excuse me. It's an easy thing to miss, so if you were to miss something like that, don't worry, it won't throw you off too much. And then we had $175.89 left over from our Wisconsin Dells trip. Now, if you guys remember, I said that I was taking, let me see, 600, how much was it? 686.56, I think. Yeah, 686.56 on from my June online income, and I was rolling it over into July to go to Wisconsin Dells. Well, we finished our vacation under budget by $175.89. So I'm gonna roll that over into this paycheck. Then we got $260, which is kind of, what did I just do? Which is kind of income. I'm going to count it as income, but this is from the portion that my boyfriend gave me in cash to put on the room. So we're going to add that as income, so plus $260, and then we're going to add $30. Now this is because I put $30 worth of gas on my American Express, but I got it out in cash first with July paycheck number 1. If you guys remember me saying that, I went ahead and did it So I'm gonna actually deposit the $30 so I can go ahead and pay the American Express bill, and you guys will see that at the end. So that all made up my $465.94. In the variance column, I'm gonna do equals, and I'm gonna click right here. So we're gonna do equals this cell minus this cell, and there we go. Actually, since my actual was higher, I wanted to be positive. So I'm going to do actual minus budgeted. So, and then since we want that formula to repeat itself all the way down, I'm just going to drag it down. So we're going to add our line that we lost and go ahead. So for sinking funds, we're going to budget $169. Now this $169 came from $100 for childcare from the summer. Remember, we're supplementing our previous sinking fund into our regular paycheck to go ahead and go with the childcare, plus $69. And the $69 is for from Elijah's activity account that I'll talk about when we get down here. Online for this paycheck was $0, like I said. Full time we have $1495.82, and then for other is $402. So those budgeted and actuals came in the same amount, $95.82. So you can see right here our variance column brought down a variance of $465.94, and that's because our rollover was more than budgeted because we didn't budget anything for that. So our actual income that we're working with for this paycheck is $2,532.76. That's gonna leave, so don't get too excited. So let me jump over real quick to show you the summary so you can see like where we're going with all this. I have this little teeny tiny section here that's just named summary, and I have everything condensed to its smallest form, right? So I have income. This income line is pulling whatever I put in the income actual total cell down here. So by us adding all these together, it jumped over here and filled it in for me. I don't have to do anything. Savings is going to be the savings actual total. Debt is going to be the debt actual total. And then bills is going to be our actual bill total minus the debt. You'll see how that works when we get to it. So then we bring down the subtotal, and then that subtotal is what we have to allocate towards our cash envelopes and sinking funds. So it's the same exact thing that I've been doing, it's just a different format. So let's jump back over here to electronic bills, and these are just, I decided to put it here so that I know that these are bills that need to be paid, but I don't need to take cash out for. So rent, we have $200, and we're gonna go ahead and fill in the actual for $200. Verizon, $129, and I already have the variance columns pre-formatted. Geico is going to be, oh no, see, I always catch mistakes. So we're gonna have to do a little finagling, and that is okay. So for debt, okay, for debt we have Navient. For Geico, I accidentally put in my Navient total, which is $35.84, but I should have put, let me go back and see, I never remember what it is. I should have put $73.59. So let me go back over here, $73.59. Okay, for gas, we're going to do our normal $55, but I'm putting it over here because I'm not going to take the cash out this time. I'm going to leave this amount in my checking account, so when it comes time to pay the Amex bill, I can just go ahead and pay it. And I decided to do this because my American Express was sitting dormant for like 3 or 4 months, and I want to continue to bill credit, so I want them to see some kind of transaction history. I'm not going to let it pass the threshold of you know, the billing cycle, so I'm not, my goal, I should say, my goal is to not pay interest on it, so I want to go ahead, use it, let it post, let it sit for about 3 days if possible, then just go ahead and pay it from this reserve that I'm leaving in my checking account. Then we have Elijah Swim Lessons. So this is a new account that I just put here because I'm gonna go ahead and take him for swimming lessons. Now, we went to the Dells, so I took him to the Dells this past weekend, and he was kind of just like real timid. He hadn't been swimming since last summer, of course. We live in a shot, so it was like he wasn't used to it. So I decided to sign him up for some swim lessons. It's like indoor year-round with like a real swim school. So we're gonna try that out. So their thing is a $25 enrollment fee, and then it's $88 a month. But since it's the middle of the month, they're gonna prorate it to $44. So that 25 plus 44 is where I got the 69 for Elijah Swim Lessons, and that goes back up here where I was talking about the 100 for summer childcare plus a 69 for Elijah activities. So that's where I'm gonna stop for this line, right? For this block section. Then I'm gonna jump over to debt payments. You see, that's the next one on line number 20, debt payments. I'm gonna jump up here and we're gonna put everything in. So for American Express, this is going to be $290. And that $290 came from the $30 that I have to pay for gas, which is reflected in our income, plus the $260 that Anthony gave me on the room. I put it on this card as well. So we're gonna put it in income, and it's gonna flush right out in our expenses. So 30 plus 260 is the 290. Then we got Quicksilver. We're gonna do 105, which I may do less now that I screwed up. So let me go over here real quick and do my calculation. So I had $35.84 for Geico, but it should have been $73.59. I love using Excel just for a quick calculator. So I'm $37.75 short. So I'm gonna take that out of my Quicksilver payment. That's the easiest debt to take that out of, and I am still, let me go back and check my budget. Oh, I did say I was going to pay $105 on that. Crap. Okay, let's think about this. $37.75. Where else can I take that from? So this is what I do when I run into snags, and this is why doing the spreadsheet helps so much at the beginning. Okay, I'm gonna take it out of my emergency fund actually, instead of the Quicksilver, because I want to hit my budgeted debt payment. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave that Quicksilver amount alone at 105. Platinum is at 0 because there are no expenses outside of business expenses on there. So if any balance is there, it all comes out of my online income report. But if I so happen to charge anything that is not that, then this is where I would put it. But I don't have anything. CarMax is $258. Navient is $35.84. That's where I tweaked. And then Dr. S I put over here as $150, the same $150. But they were playing with me. Like, I went up there like literally 4 times in a row trying to pay the same $150 like time before last, and they were closed. I'm just like, why? Like, one time they left early, another time they were on lunch, another time it was just like, where are they? And they share an office, so the people next door were like, oh, you just missed them, they just left. I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna make this an electronic payment and call up here, because I'm not about to keep wasting my time coming up here. So we have Dr. S going in as an electronic debt payment. So our total there is $838.84. Now if we come over here and we see this debt payment line on line 20 magically filled itself in, and it is also $838.84 because I have it set to equal the debt payment actual total line. Down here we have retirement, automatic for automatic savings, Elijah for his Capital One 360, and emergency. So for retirement, I do $63 a paycheck. I know I need to bump it up. Automatic is 20, so that automatically goes every 2 weeks, just, you know, into like this cushion account. And then emergency. Okay, so this 8807 came from, we started off with 175.89 rolled over from the Dells, right? Then I also paid for gas on my card, so I need to leave that in there. So 47, gas was 47.82. And then I also had $40, which is rolled up into that Quicksilver payment of 105. So that leaves me with 8807 left over from the Dells as my actual amount. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in our emergency fund. That, oh, wait. But then I have to subtract another $37.75 because I accidentally put the Navient total in the Geico slot. All right, so that leaves me with $50.32 actually. Okay, $50.32. So now what we do is, okay, we're gonna still come back to the Elijah savings part. Let's hop down to apps and memberships. So these are pretty steady. I do the same thing for Dunkin'. Every pay period, $20. And then Netflix, Spotify, iPass, I'm gonna do 10. I added that in because I never noticed like how many tolls like I was going through. I was like, wait, I need to add this to my budget. Because like for the longest time, I used to use a tollway like back to back to back, but for the longest time I didn't. And then all of a sudden I started using it again. I'm like, is this in my budget? And it wasn't. I still had a balance on there, but it was getting slim. Like the light was like turning yellow and shit. So I was like, I need to add this in my budget. Delta Sonic $6.50, Gym $12.50, and Patreon $4. So my actuals are the same. 10, 0, 318. You guys know these, and these are half of the payments. There we go. We got 71.78 total down there, and that also populates over here under the bill section, 71.18. Then let's hop down here to the special expenses column block. So we had 2 special expenses this time, well actually one, and then I added in another one. So the gas I was talking about, the $47.82, we're gonna add that in. That was included in the $175.89 in income, and I'm gonna flesh that amount out here in our special expenses, which is why I subtracted it from the emergency fund, because we can't use it twice. And then I decided to put planning and crafting under here because it's not a bill, it's not an app or a membership, but I feel like if I'm going to use it, it's going to be like on Etsy or Shopify, something like that, where I'm going to be paying electronically. So I decided just to throw it under the special expenses. So I'm going to do $30 there. I haven't funded it in a while, and I also wanted to be able to accumulate. Kind of like a sinking fund, but I don't want to have to like transfer it back and forth, if that makes sense, for like quick little purchases. So my special expenses, this paycheck totals $77.82, and once again that populated over here in electronic bills. So now our electronic bills are $1,647.75. So if we hop over here to our little summary section, we can see our income minus the savings, minus debt, and minus bills, which is everything that we've totaled so far in the red section, and part of the blue for the savings is $885.01. Now, you guys know I like to use Elijah's Capital One 360 to do any odd numbers, any loose change, any things like that. So I decided to put in $24.01 into his savings account for this paycheck. And as you can see, that went into the savings total for $157.33. So if our savings equals $157.33, our debt equals $838.84, and our bills, which is our rent, cell phone, car insurance, gas, and the swim lessons, plus the apps and membership and special expenses. Yes, that equals $675.59. We add all that together, subtract it from the income, we are left with $861. Let's go ahead and make that an even $860. Why don't we? So let's make Eli savings $25.01 instead of $24. Okay, now we got $860 to play with, and this gets divided up between cash envelopes and sinking funds. So now you just go crazy, you go dumb, you go stupid. So you may have only a couple of cash envelopes, maybe you don't have any sinking funds at all, maybe your cash envelopes is from, you know, here to Mexico. It doesn't matter. Whatever fits your lifestyle is what you do. So some people may say I have too many, you may have way more than me, you may not have any at all. It really doesn't matter, because our budgets are really personal to us. So don't feel like you have to match anyone that you watch on YouTube. That's not the idea here. The idea here is to get something that works for you in your lifestyle, that you can stick to, that you won't get frustrated by. That's it. So let's go in here and start with our cash envelopes. So for childcare, this paycheck, right? So with this paycheck for childcare, I still have $150 to pay. Now, remember, we are supplementing our cash envelope for the current childcare with our summer childcare envelopes. So we don't have to worry about that $100. So actually, I only have $50 to give from this paycheck. So if we do the $50 that we need plus the $100 that we already have, we have the $150. I put a note over there to the side, less the $100 from childcare, because I don't want to take out $150 from the bank, because I already did that, because it's already in my sinking fund planner here. So I only want to take out $50. So that note there is just for me. So let's go ahead and go down the list. Clothing, I'm going to do $75. Hair and beauty is $20. I don't think I need any more makeup this time, so it's just the $20 for Elijah's haircut. Dining out, we're gonna do $50. Elijah, this is his, where we go out and he says that, you know, oh, can I do this, can I have this, or whatever. $20. Or if, like today, they just posted a sign that said, oh, tomorrow we have a field trip, or tomorrow you need to bring, they posted a sign that says tomorrow you need to bring salt and a mason jar for a project. What are they doing with those two items? If y'all know, let me know, because I have no idea. So I had to go to Target and get salt and a mason jar. So there are days where it's pretty short notice, where his sinking fund, like the transfer of the sinking fund, really won't make sense, that I need it like in store right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and make him a cash envelope there. So $20. Groceries, we're gonna do $120. Me time is $15. Special events is gonna be $10. Spending and my miscellaneous is going to be $40. And go ahead, give yourself some wiggle room, because you know yourself better than anyone. And if you know that you are going to hate budgeting because you feel too restricted, go ahead, give yourself a little bit, you know, $15, $30 here and there, so you don't feel so restricted. Toys and entertainment, $27. And then household and toiletries, I did $25. Actually, let's go ahead and make that $26, since I added $1 to Elijah's thing. And this is for, hello, The Lion King is coming out. Like, need I say more? That is my all-time top favorite movie. You can't tell me nothing when it comes to Lion King. So of course I'm going to see it. Of course Beyonce's in it. Say less. So our sinking funds here total $551. If we jump up here to the summary, you see negative $551. I did that by typing in equals minus, so that means it's going to make a negative whatever I put next, and all I did was click in the cell for the total and then hit enter. To do the total, all I did was equals SUM for sum, open parenthesis, your starting cell, colon, your ending cell, or you can just drag down the little box that pops up and close your parenthesis. That's it. You're just telling it to add up from here to here. Nothing special, just basic edition, right? So this basic edition equals $551. You can check your work by clicking in the formula bar and seeing what highlights. I can't tell you how many times where formulas have been off, even at work, where like I know that they're right. I know I've been staring at this for 3 days. I'm like, what is wrong? Why is this $150 off, right? Can't tell you how many times I accidentally started on the cell below it. Now I have $401. I get to the end of my sinking funds. I'm thinking I have another $150 to play with, right? But I don't, because my cell didn't pick up. I mean, my formula didn't pick up that cell. So go ahead and just check your work really quick. Doesn't hurt. Also, in the sinking, in the cash envelope part, I'm gonna do in the formula bar, I'm gonna do plus 100, because remember, we're not taking out that $100 because we already have it in our sinking funds in cash. We didn't deposit that when I made the savings account, if you saw my Instagram story. So even though it totals $551, we want to add 100 back into that negative to make it a negative $451, if that makes sense. So we're gonna go down here to our sinking funds. In our sinking funds, I added a column so I can do plus or minus, you know, whatever comes in and out, so that next month I know my starting balance. I'm starting at 0 with all of these, I believe. Yeah, I'm starting at 0 with physical cash in here. Like my planner, you guys know, has never been this skinny. Usually I'm like, ooh, but no, I made that deposit and like everything is empty. Like I deposited all the money and it was so sad. It was so sad walking in there, but then I checked the app and I felt better because I saw my money there. All right, so yeah, I'm starting at 0 with all these, so yeah, it should be easy to tell what the next amount will be. So anniversary, we're only going to fill in this column for amount. Of course, we don't know what's coming in and out because we don't live in the future. Anniversary, we're going to do 20. Back to school, 75. Let me tell you what these busters did. They went ahead and said that, oh, you can do early registration for half price, right? Cool, he's been there 3 years, it's fine. Did it before. Went ahead and registered him early. They said that I needed to turn in another proof of residency. Even though we've been living here since October 1998 and he's been going to that school, I need to turn in another one. I'm just like, girl. So now, since I already missed the early registration deadline, they're like, well, the packet went home in April. These nuts, okay? So now I have to pay the $100 to sign him up, which is an extra $50. Pissed. So I have to pay that. And ask me, have I done it yet? No, because I'm mad and I'm being petty and I'm gonna wait till last minute to make them sweat. They probably don't care. Car tags and maintenance is gonna be 20. Birthdays is gonna be 10. Childcare for the summer, I'm gonna leave that as 0. I'm gonna leave that line item in there though, because we're gonna need to start saving for next summer pretty soon, because I want to put him in like an actual summer camp, like a day camp, like a wear you out from sun up to sundown type camp. And that is going to be, I have my little post-it note here, I wrote it down, it's going to be $975, so for those 8 weeks. So we're gonna have to start saving soon, so I'm just gonna leave that line item there. Date night, we're gonna do 10. Elijah activities, we're going to do 25. Furniture, we're gonna do 35. Gifts and Christmas, cannot believe it. It's 20. Health, which is actually medical, dental, and vision, but I just thought that that looked kind of not cute on the envelope, honestly. And honestly, I want to make myself new envelopes. I see all y'all ordering like the cutest combination of envelopes. I'm like, oh, I want that one. I want one that says that on that, you know, on that print with that. So I just thought health would look better than medical slash dental slash vision, like all the way across. But you know, do you. Moving slash home, I thought that that was better than condo fund, because I don't know if I'm moving in a condo. I just want to move, you know. So I did moving slash home, and I put 73 there because I had some extra dollars. Annual membership is pretty fixed at $11. And then we jump up here, we see in our net income section, we want to get down to 0. So far our sinking funds total $309, which leaves us $100. So that's why I went ahead and did 50 rainy day and 50 in travel. So we did it. Our net income equals our income minus our expenses, and we got it down to 0, and that is our whole goal. We made a zero-based budget. Now I did receive comments, and I have in the past too, but I've answered them individually. But if you guys wonder how I have a balance still in my checking account when I do a zero-based budget, keep in mind that net income and cash are two different things. We're getting our net income down to 0, not cash. So while our net income is 0, that's just saying that like kind of the reserves have been depleted, but we still have some cushion left. So if you think of it that way, if you think of net income as reserve and cash as cushion, we still have some cushion left because all of these bills have not cleared the bank. So there's going to be a constant balance while things are becoming due and clearing and pending, and then I get paid again and things are clearing and pending from the previous month. So things are constantly rolling over. So my bank account is never technically at 0, but my net income is, because it's saying that should I have all these bills come out at one time from right now where I'm at, if I started at 0, from right now where I'm at, then I would be at 0, because every dollar has an assignment. So I hope that makes sense. So down here below the summary, I put a bank note. We'll just go in order here. I put a bank note section, and this just tells me how many what denomination of each bill I need at the bank. So I actually need to do this on paper first. This is something that I can't do just like off a spreadsheet. That would be fun if I can find a way to formulate one. That would be super fun. Yeah, I'm lame. So I actually just go ahead and I put it down on a post-it note first and just make the little tick marks. And these account for only my cash envelope and my sinking fund section. So this right here should total what we have over here, which is $860. So on this section here, we have our, I'm getting really shiny. Sorry guys, these lights are getting hot. So in our banknote section, we have what the denominations are that we're gonna need from the bank, right? So I wanted to make this little section as a checkpoint, and as you can see down here in the green, I have a check point as well. So this should always equal 0. If it doesn't equal 0, it's going to tell us our variance where we're off. So my formula here is this equals cash envelopes plus sinking funds. Because they're already negative, I'm doing plus whatever total is that comes down to our banknote total line. And then to get that same thing, I just did the sum from where I want to start to where I want to end. So that's how I'm getting that. So that's why it says 860 here, because it equals cash envelopes plus sinking funds at the moment. So if I go down my cash envelope and sinking fund sections, this is where I'm getting the amount of hundreds, tens, 50s, all that I need. So I have this pre-formulated to spit out whatever number I put in column M times the denomination. So like I need 100. Okay, that's going to spit out that it equals $100, and that's going to take that total off of our checkpoint. So now we know we need $760 more. So for 50s, I need 6 of those. For 20s, I need 15 of those. For 10s, I need 10 of those. For 5s, I need 11 of those. And then for 1s, I needed 6, but I took off $1, so I need 5 of those. And our checkpoint goes down to 0, which means that we balance our denomination with what we have over here in our cash envelope section. And remember, this does not account for the $100 that we already have for childcare, because we already added it back into the cash envelope section. So if I get those denominations, I will get $860, and I'll be able to stuff both of my categories for. So if I get those denominations exactly how I put it down, then I'll be able to stuff my cash envelopes and my sinking funds with the exact amounts that I need. Down here we have snapshot, and this is just kind of like an FYI type section of where I wanted to put what percent of income is each. So for debt, the total debt that we're paying with this paycheck is $838.84, remember. So if we divide that by our income, which is just, you know, debt over income, the ratio, 33% of my income is going toward debt. Sorry, they're Etsy messages. 33% of my income is going toward debt with this paycheck. If I'm looking at savings alone with the $158.33, only 6.25% of that is coming from my income. So, you know, theoretically we're paying a lot more with debt than we are saving at this point. If we add savings plus our sinking funds, because sinking funds are kind of like savings, I wanted to do like a breakdown if I added that in and if I didn't. If we added in the sinking funds, that'll be 22.4% of our debt because it's $567.33. So that's where we are with this paycheck alone. So it'll be nice to see, you know, how it ebbs and flows over time. Now, account activity. I did this because I need to do a little bit of finagling. Like, I need to move money around. I need to play 3-card Molly real quick with this paycheck because I have some things in cash that I need to deposit to pay some bills. I have some sinking funds I need to transfer from one place to another to be able to pay some bills. So I gotta, you know, I gotta do some things. I gotta get information. So I decided to do this because it's easier for me to see like where my debits and credits are lying and how I'm going to balance. So the first thing I need to do is I need to hit cash. I need to hit cash because I'm transferring. I'm going to do comma transfer so I know. Transfer to do the summer childcare. So since I need to increase cash, right? I need to increase cash because I'm decreasing this liability account. So I'm going to debit cash $100. Well, that's going to be $100 debit to cash and then $100 credit to summer childcare. So that means I need to take money from summer childcare, decrease that, and move it to cash, increase that, so that, you know, I can pay. And then I inserted these little check boxes here so that I can check off once I've done it, so I can keep track of what I'm doing. So this is my little 3-card Molly checkpoint. So the next thing I need to do is cash, but I need to make a deposit. And I'm still, deposit, I can't talk and spell at the same time, it's impossible. I still need to increase my cash, right? That $260 from the money that Anthony gave me. And I need to use that to pay my American Express. So I'm gonna debit cash and credit my Amex in order to credit my Amex bill. So I need to go ahead and deposit that $260 into my checking account to go ahead and then pay my Amex. So I need to do that. That's another transaction. I also need to deposit, do the same thing, cash deposit for my Amex. Oops, I always hit the capital. For my Amex, I need to increase cash by the $30 that I have from my gas envelope. I wanted to separate these. I want to separate these just so I can tell. So that's $30 for gas. I'm going to deposit in order to pay that off. And then the final thing I need to do is do a cash transfer. So once again, it's going to hit cash as a debit for the $69. And I'm going to be crediting Elijah. Remember that Eli Extra? I'm going to rename it Eli Activities. That Eli Extra cash envelope, I deposit that into my savings account. So I need to make that transfer from my sinking fund savings up to my checking, so then I can go ahead and turn around and pay the people at the swim school for his swim lessons. So I hope that all makes sense. So now I can go ahead and just check it off as I go so that I won't lose track. I know that, you know, these are the things that I need to do in order to realize my budget. So hope that makes sense. So yeah, guys, I hope you made it all the way to the end. If you did, go ahead and leave me a message down below of what is your favorite piece of jewelry that you own. Yeah, go ahead and do that. That'll be a fun one. So if you made it all the way to the end, go ahead and leave me a comment down below so people be like, why are they talking about jewelry? I don't know, girl. I don't know. Maybe you need to watch the whole video and find out. So I hope this makes sense to you guys. If you have any questions, please be sure to leave them down below. I know I've been kind of slacking on comments because I've been like juggling like 65 things at once, but I promise I will get back to you. Go ahead and leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Any video requests down below, and go ahead, stay tuned for my next video where I show you the physical stuffing of the cash envelopes along with my planner version of my same exact budget. So thank you guys so much for watching again, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.